Okay, so this video is about how we have been learning to manage our German Shepherd mix, his arthritis. So there's been a few things that we've done. For one thing, we bought these things called Ultra Paws, and they have been just a miracle, just a godsend for us, because with him having such difficulty, especially with his hind legs, sometimes he can't get himself up. He has a lot of trouble with these back legs, and he'll try for 30 minutes to get up. He can't, and he'll exhaust himself. And it disrupts our sleep, and it disrupts his sleep, and it's a pain. And if he has to go to the bathroom, there's a big mess. So these Ultra Paws, and it has to be the Ultra Paws, ULTRAPAWS, the Ultra Paws. I think it might even be the Deluxe, but they're very sturdy. Maybe the word durable might even be in it. But we've had these for about 6 weeks, and there's no sign of wear and tear. He likes to jump off the porch, and he's scraping himself and everything. He thinks he's Hercules or Spider-Man or somebody, the way he's jumping around, and but there's not a scratch on these. So this was a great investment. They run about maybe $30, roughly $30, and for 4, and it's just the greatest investment ever. Now, one thing we noticed with the Ultra Paws is sometimes they'll irritate his feet. You have to put them on securely so they're not scraping or rubbing. So what we've been doing is we've been putting now socks underneath. Also, he's having some issues with his foot. The doctor thinks that he has a cancer on his foot. She removed it, but we keep it clean and keep his foot wrapped and everything every 3 days for that, using like a triple antibiotic. That's a whole nother video we'll have to do at another time, how we take care of that. But anyway, we put the socks on, then we put the Ultra Paws on. And with the socks, it's a little more challenging to put the Ultra Paws on. It's just a little harder, but you got to work with them. You get that foot in there, and there's that little part of the foot that kind of sticks out that can get stuck on the Ultra Paws. You also want to make sure you get the right size. Our dog he's about 50 pounds. He used to be 60 pounds, but he's been losing weight in his old age as he fights cancer and different things, the arthritis and some other neurological things that the doctor thinks is going on. But you want to get the right size. This is a size medium, and it works perfectly for him. Keeps his foot, very snug. And it has these little strips, and you just appropriately secure the strips. You don't want to secure them so tightly that you cut off his blood circulation. Also, what we do is after he's had these on for a few days, we take them off and let him walk around for a day or so without the paws on, without the Ultra Paws, just so that his feet, can just kind of get air and stuff like that. I mean, he's still able to breathe. These are breathable and everything, but there's a lot of plastic on them, so it's not the same kind of breathing as when they're off of his feet. Another thing we do that the vet taught us is we put this belt on the back of his torso here. You want to make sure the belt falls above his penis area, but kind of like below his tummy. And this has been a godsend. Just, any old nice sturdy belt. This was my son's belt. And so what we do is, just trying to get this excess. I don't like to have a lot of that belt just hanging. What we do, either by anywhere along the belt, you can use this thicker part as a handle or whatever, but we use it for lifting him. Let me show you an example. Biscuit, I hate to lift you up, but I gotta do it. It's so easy to lift him. And this is very important when trying to get him up and down the stairs with the arthritis. Okay, you can lay back down now, honey. You can lay back. You can lay back down. It's okay, honey. It's okay. You're such a good doggy. Okay, and I'm gonna put the. So sometimes we only put the Ultra Paws on the rear, but sometimes we also put them on the front. And we're also in the process of waiting on a whole nother set so that when we're washing these, he'll have another set that can be on all four paws if we need him to be on all four paws. He also takes medication. There was a time when we had him on glucosamine, fish oil, and vitamin E oil. But then when he had to start taking prescription meds, now he takes Baytril, which is a very expensive antibiotic. And we just found out last night, we can find it online for about half the price of what the vet charges. So next month we'll be ordering it online because it's very expensive. But it works very well because he struggles with an inner ear infection. Seems to just happen all the time. And so in his old age, the doctor is going to keep him on that antibiotic just so that we can keep him as healthy as possible as he prepares to, at some point go to be with God. He's also on a tramadol, which is a painkiller, and he's on prednisone, which is a steroid. And there's another medicine that I can't think of right now. But anyway, then like I said, the glucosamine. I stopped giving him the fish oil because it seems like that wasn't working well with the other medicines. You have to kind of see what seems to work well with what when the herbal medicines versus the when it comes to the herbal medicines versus the prescription meds. So and we try not to have him miss any doses. He does a lot better when he doesn't miss any of his medications. Oh, and we mix his medication with peanut butter. So that seems to help. It's important that he does not get dehydrated. So you want to make sure that he has good access to water. As they have more difficulty walking, getting them in and out of the house becomes more of a challenge to go outside. And then also we now have an elderly person, my mom, living with us, and I worry about him getting in her way and her falling or something because of him. So our life has changed a bit. So his getting up and down the stairs to go outside, me not wanting him just lingering around up under, vulnerable people's feet and so forth, has called for some changes in our routine and so forth. So it's important to make sure that if you have to put him in a different area so that he or she can get in and out easier, like if normally they're upstairs a lot but you have to keep them downstairs now, or sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down, they're not in their normal spot, just make sure you have multiple places where they can get their water and get their food, because they may not be able to get around to that spot where you normally had their water and their food. And if they get dehydrated, that can be a really, really, really big, costly problem. If they're dehydrated, it can make them more susceptible to a lot of problems. And you want to make sure they drink lots of water, but they're drinking lots of water at a time where they may have more difficulty being able to manage their urination and so forth. That brings me to another issue, is with the arthritis. It's more difficult for them it may be more difficult for them to manage their bowel movements. This one right here, those bowel movements come out like a horse. walking in a parade. He doesn't seem to even know that it's happening. So it's not the kind of thing that you can punish a dog for when they get to be older. Also, our dog, he was abused and abandoned, and it seems like that has contributed to sort of an early aging process. He's only about, maybe 8 or 9 years old. He seems more like maybe a 12 or 13-year-old dog because he lived a very, very hard first 2 years of his life. We've had him since he was around 2. Everyone thought he was maybe 4 or 5, but or maybe even 6, but his teeth showed the vet that he was only 2. So his hard life of being abused and abandoned, really kind of affected his aging process. So anyway, with all of that, there's been a lot of changes. He can't hear as well. He can't see as well. He can't control his bowel movements as well. So we've just gotten used to when something comes out, we just pick it up and throw it in the toilet and wash our hands. We've just gotten really used to it. We try to just get it as quickly as we can before he, makes a mess of it. But he does pretty well overall. So can you think of anything else? My son is taping this, and he plays a critical role in our dog's care. He helps to take good care of him, helps to feed him, helps to give him his medicines. He looks after him, helps to get him up and down those stairs. This belt, like I said, has been a godsend. I don't think my back could have held up with getting him up and down the stairs. And it makes it a lot easier both for me and for my 12-year-old to get him up and down the stairs. So also his taste in food has been changing, probably because he can't taste the food as well because he's getting older, and his sense of smell has been changing. So we've been having to switch up his food a little bit. Okay, and that's basically it. See, he's still a little jumpy because of that hard life. He hasn't forgotten it, how he was abused and mistreated. So sometimes he'll start jumping at the least little thing. Okay, I hope we covered everything. God bless you with you and your pet, and we hope that this video has been helpful.